Ancient Rome is known for its magnificent and larger-than-life emperors. But its empresses were equally just as fascinating, albeit with a huge dose of eccentricity. From debauched seductresses who punish men for refusing their advances to cunning schemers who trick their way to power, these women have made their mark on history. We begin with Valeria Messalina, the third wife of Claudius Caesar Germanicus. She was known for her ruthlessness and penchant for adultery. Legend has it that the young Messalina once saw Gaius Silius, the man dubbed the most handsome Roman, and she desired him heart and soul. So she made her move on him, not with sweet words, roses, or expensive perfumes, but with sheer brute force. She didn't care even when Silius told her he had a wife. After all, she too was married to the emperor. But none of that mattered. She saw, she lusted, she had to have him. Ironically, Messalina was in the habit of torturing or exiling people she deemed adulterous, especially those she didn't like. A classic case of the pot calling the kettle black. She usually targeted the female members of the royal family because they were the ones likely to bear rivals to the throne. Messalina once accused her husband's niece, Julia Livilla, of adultery with Seneca the Younger and had the couple exiled. Later, she convinced her husband to execute Livilla, putting an end to her hopes of becoming an empress. But her problems were far from over. Claudius Caesar had another niece, Julia Livia, who also eyed the throne. Seeing her as a genuine threat, Messalina accused her of incest and immorality and had her executed. Perhaps the most bizarre of Messalina's crazy acts was when she coveted her biological mother's husband, Appius Silanus. Appius Silanus strongly rejected her advances, preferring to stay faithful to his wife. But little did he know that he had just purchased a one-way ticket to the afterlife. Messalina had him executed by accusing him of plotting to assassinate the emperor. So, you remember Gaius Silius, the handsome young man that Messalina forced to divorce his wife? Well, it turns out he became her downfall. Messalina's husband, Emperor Claudius, went out of town, and the empress seized the opportunity to marry her lover, Silius. Claudius got wind of his wife's marriage, returned in anger, and ordered her executed along with her lover. The Roman Senate then issued a decree to have her name removed from all public spaces and her statues taken down to show their disdain for her actions. When everyone thought Messalina's passing would restore dignity to Rome's highest office, Claudius's next wife, Agrippina the Younger, proved them wrong. I mean, what do you expect from a woman who has just returned from exile? My goodness, this sounds like a season finale of Dynasty. In her younger years, Agrippina eyed the throne of her uncle Caligula and plotted a coup. Unfortunately, the gods were up to the task and foiled her attempts. Her livid uncle exiled her to the Ponza, a group of islands about 70 miles from Rome. However, when Uncle Caligula passed, his successor Claudius, another uncle to Agrippina, invited her back. But little did he know that he was spelling his own doom. Somehow Agrippina managed to weave her way into her uncle's heart and marry him, to the shock and disapproval of many. As soon as she married Emperor Claudius, she got rid of her rival, Lalia Paulina, who was also in the running for the Empress of Rome. To solidify her rulership, she embarked on a house-cleaning exercise by eliminating anyone she deemed loyal to Empress Messalina. Sounds a bit like the ending of The Godfather. Now she knew she was secure and could go about her duties without looking over her shoulder. Wait! Now if you've made it this far, then you're enjoying this video. So do us a favor and give a smash to our like button and subscribe to our channel for more entertaining videos. Thank you. Right then, now back to our Roman soap opera. Unlike the other empresses before her, Agrippina didn't want to be in the background, secretly steering the affairs of Rome. She wanted to be seen, heard, and felt, pretty much like any of the Kardashian sisters. Thus, she longed to rule alongside her husband as a co-ruler. Agrippina received the title Augusta, which reflected the power she wielded in Rome, and became the trusted advisor to the Emperor Claudius. The Romans erected many statues in her honor and minted coins with her image engraved on them. Her husband allowed her a separate court so she could decide on state matters, deal with foreign diplomats, and sign official documents. She was the only empress who had a colony named after her, which is modern-day Cologne in Germany. However, Agrippina wasn't satisfied. She wanted her son Lucius to become emperor instead of Britannicus, Claudius's son and heir apparent to the throne. So, she plotted to put enmity between father and son. First, she had Britannicus's tutor, Sosibus, executed. Sosibus was responsible for preparing Britannicus for the throne, so his execution would mean Britannicus was unfit to rule. However, Claudius got wind of Agrippina's plan and, rather, began to show more love and affection towards his son. So, it was time for Plan B. At a banquet in 54 AD, she served Claudius with a plate of deadly mushrooms, instantly eliminating him. To prevent reprisal attacks, Agrippina ordered the soldiers to seal off all roads leading to the capital and the palace. She then announced Claudius's demise to the soldiers and then to the Senate before enthroning her son Lucius as Emperor Nero. Unfortunately for Agrippina, her goal of becoming a co-ruler of Rome, equal in status and power to the emperor, didn't materialize as her son proved more difficult than she had envisaged. Nero felt his mother was overbearing and overly critical of his decisions, especially his plans to marry Poppaea, the love of his life. So he had her removed from the palace to the imperial residence and deprived her honors and powers. But his mother wouldn't give up, and she constantly scolded her son for his poor sense of judgment. Some historical accounts claim that she was so disappointed in her son that she regretted scheming to make him king. Thus, she plotted to remove him and install Britannicus instead. However, Nero discovered his mother's evil plot and decided to eliminate her. So that whole co-ruler thing we talked about? Yeah, that's not going to happen. The stories surrounding her demise differ, depending on who's telling the story, but the most interesting one is this one. Nero poisoned his mother 3 times, but being a cunning person herself, she knew what her son was up to and prepared for it. She took the antidote of the poison in advance and survived his evil plans. Next, Nero got some artisans to rig the ceiling in Agrippina's bedroom so that it would fall on her while she slept. That plan, too, was thwarted as Agrippina discovered her son's plot and had someone fix the ceiling. Nero later rigged her mother's boat to accidentally drown her, but she proved she had 9 lives. Finally, he hired a skilled assassin to take her life, and this time, his plan worked. Agrippina had lost all 9 of her lives. But before passing on, she reportedly told the assassin to stab her womb, for she had regretted birthing a detestable son. Agrippina's tale is highly intriguing, but wait until you hear the exciting story of how Hatshepsut, a female pharaoh, schemed and consolidated her throne in ancient Egypt. Click the video here, and I'll see you there. And until next time, thanks ever so much for watching.